Hey guys, welcome back to finish up our electron configuration practice worksheet number 2. So we're starting off with question 6 because we already did the other ones. All right, sorry, got interrupted there, so I had to cut it short and do this. So let's go ahead and start right off with number 6. Number 6, we're going to do in the abbreviated version 6 through 10. So let's look at the abbreviated version. Remember that we start with the previous noble gas. So we have cobalt, and we got to go to the previous noble gas. So one of the first things, cobalt is right here on your periodic table. It is 27. So that's the first thing that I'm going to write down is I'm going to put down a 27. Then what I'm going to do is find out what the previous noble gas is. Cobalt up over previous noble gas. Okay, remember, noble gases are on the end here. And the easiest way to do it is just look at the number of cobalt and then go over to the noble gas. Which one has a number that's not higher than that? The first one that has a number less. Argon. There we go. So let's go back to this and we're going to put it in brackets. So we're going to put argon in brackets. Now, one thing you got to remember, we're trying to get to 27. Argon is 18. Okay. So we have to start back over here. So again, we're going to start with this period right here, or this energy level, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to start with 4s2. Okay. 4s2. And then we remember D's are less, so it'll be 3D until we get over to cobalt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So again, we could look at the other way to do it too, but let's go ahead and put this in. We know that it is, so we're going to start off with 4s2, 3d7. Okay. Now again, let's go ahead and make those superscripts because we have to, otherwise they're just other numbers that are in there. So we have 18, 19, 20 plus 7 is 27. So we should have that is the correct answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on to silver. Silver, again, I like using the periodic table because I think it's easier to use the periodic table. Silver's right here, it's 47. We're going to go, so 47, we're going to the previous noble gas. We're going to start off with krypton, and krypton's 36. So we know that this is going to be 47, and we're going to start off with krypton, Kr, that. And let's go back and look at it. We know that it's 36, but after krypton, we have this one right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. So we'll go 5s, and then 5s, 4d, and then back to 4d, but it's going to be 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. So we did it right. So krypton, so we're going to start off with 5s, 2, and then 4d, 9. So let's make sure we're right with it. After krypton is 36. Krypton. So we're going to, krypton's right here. So we're going to go up and over. So we're going to do 5s and then 4d9. There we go. Now we do have something about that 4d9. If you remember, is anybody trying to tell me or not? Yes, it's one of the exceptions to the off-ball principle. So how do we fix that? We change that to a 10, but we have to change the previous s to a 1. That gives our 36. 37 plus 10 is 47. We should be good with that. Let's go ahead and italicize that, but we also got to make these superscripts. Okay, and again, this is just as easy as writing it out. You just got to get used to doing it. Okay, so there's that one. Now we're going to do our next element here, trillium. And let's go to our periodic table, and trillium is right here. Okay, now I know that it's in 5s. It's just in the same period, okay, as silver, but it's not going to be in the D's, it's in the P's. So P1, 2, 3, 4. So it should end with P4. So let's go back with this, and we're going to go ahead and copy this one down right here. So we're going to copy that, and we're going to paste that right there. And we're going to refix this because we know we're going past silver. Oh, do you remember what the atomic number of trillium was? Now let's go back and look at that. Trillium is 52. There we go. So we're going to put a 5-2 right there. So we're not going to get there. So we have 36, 46, 47. We're at 48. So really 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. Oh, there's just more. 4. I just got to put 4. So what goes after that with a 4? Let's go back to our packet. Okay. And notice that if I stop right in here, I have, go back to where we ended, 4D. So what's after 4D? So if there's 4D, so I'm going to be 5P4 this time, not 6, because that's where we're stopping at. So let's go back to this, and we're going to end up with 5P6. Oops, whatever that's in there for. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and italicize that. We can count back up. Remember, this was 36, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. It's not 6. It's 4. Good thing we double checked it. So that's where we have to go back. We always got to go back and double check and make sure. So now if I want 36 plus 4 is 40, 50, and 2. Perfect. Let's move on to the next one. Radium. Radium on the periodic table. Okay, we go back to radium. Okay. Radium, 88. Nice one right there, 88. So that's going to be 7, and that's S. Remember, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7S. And it's 2 over, so 7S2. That's where we're going to end. So again, if we went back to our thing here, our little diagram that helps us out, we're going to go to 7S2. So we're going to go all the way down to here. That's where we're going to stop. So we're going to do 1S2, 2S2, 2P6, 3S2, 3P6, 4S2, 3D10, 4P6, 5S2, 3D10, or 4D10, 5P6, 6S2. Stop. And we should be able to add all those up, and that should equal out to what we need to be. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to do the abbreviated version. So let's go back to this and figure out what it is that we're going to do. That was the long version for you, yeah. And let's go back to this. We know that it's right here. The previous one is up and over, so it's going to be radon. So this one's going to be relatively easy for us. So we're going to put in radon. So we're going to put brackets RN for radon in our other bracket. Go back to find radium. Radium was 88, so we'll go back to that. So we have radium 88. Now radon on our end, radon, if you look at it, was 86. So I only need 2 after that. And it's just going to be these 2. So it's going to be 7S2. So go back in here. So we're just going to put in 7S2. And there's our answer. Ta-da! Okay, Lawrencium. Lawrencium. That's the one way at the bottom of the periodic table. Lawrencium. Let's find that. Oh, it's not that one. Okay, let's make this a little bit larger so we can see it. Okay, Lawrencium is right here, 103. Now, again, this is one that goes right before this one. So this one is going to have a glitch in it. So what's the previous of the previous one? Remember, these get shoved into right here. So it's in this period. So I got to go up and over, all the way over there. So again, the one I need is radon again with 88. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to capture this. We're going to copy that and we're going to paste it right there. Now again, do you remember what it was? It was 103. Let's double check that and make sure it was 103. 103, there it is. Well, we're good there. So now we're going to go back to this and we're going to start with 88. This is 88 and this is 86, and this is 88 with that one. So after 7S2, okay, we're going to go back to this. We're going to go from 7S2 on. So we're going to make this a little smaller here. So 7S2. And then we're going to do 7s2, back up to this one, 5f14. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. 5f14. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make that a superscript. And that's what it looks like it should be. Okay, it looks like it should be. But we do have to worry about that glitch in there. Okay, this is 5f14. That's what it is. But we forgot about this element right there, which is in front of this one. So what is this one? This is a D. So this was 7D, so this is 6D1. So I have to go back in here, and I have to put in my 6D1, put in my space, and then make sure I'm going to make that big. Now I should have 103. So let's go back to our number of radium. Radium was 86. So let's go back. So 86, 87, 88, 89. And let's just do this real quick for you. Try to help you out. I don't know why it likes to do that. So we're gonna pull this in and pull it from over there. So we're gonna have 86 plus 2 plus 1 plus 14 equals 103. So again, we have to do this D. That's our little glitch. The D has to go in the, if we're in the F's, we have to do one of the D's first, and then if we're after the F's, we're into the D's. So we're good. Hey, we got it done. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the next ones. Now these ones here, we're going to see if they're right, and then what do they are. We're going to determine what the element is. Okay, so we're going to assume that these are written correctly. So I'm going to show you the easiest way to do these. Okay, 3p4. Let's go back to our periodic table. Okay, and I'm going to go 3d4. All right, 3p4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. It's in this period. Here's the D's. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the correct answer is sulfur. So we're just going to put in sulfur. This one here, 5s1. Let's go to our periodic table. We count down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. S1. It is rubidium. Okay, so as long as this is written correctly. 5p3. So let's go back to here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. P's. 1, 2, 3. Antimony. $5D6. But I've got a problem. 5D6. Yeah, 5D6. Not P, 5D6. I looked at this and saw that there's 7. So this is 4S. So 3, 4, 5D. Here's our D's. Let's go back. It was 5D6. So 3, 4, 5D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Osmium. Let's go back to that. That should be osmium. Now, here's how we can double check with that. If you want to double check if we're right. So I have xenon plus I have this 22. So xenon is 54 plus 22 is 76. I go to 76, I have osmium. Look at that. It works out perfectly when we go ahead and do that. Now we're going to do 5F11. So we're back to our periodic table. Okay, this is 4F, this is 5F. Remember, because there's 2 behind, they go up in there. So this was 6, which means this is 4, and that's 11. So this is 5. So we don't start with this one. That's a D. These 2 are D's. So this one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ferrium, 100. Let's go ahead and go back to that and see if we're right. And so I have radon plus I have these 13. So let's go back here. Radon was right here, 86. So if I went 86 plus 13 equals 99, where did I make my mistake? Let's go back to the question. I made a mistake. It's not that. Okay? It's not that because you know what? This is written incorrectly. So I should have a 6D1 in there. If I had a 61, now it would be barium. Okay, do you see where we made that mistake there? This is correct now, because now if I add 1, I'm at 100. So that was written incorrectly. Okay, you can always double check how you get the right answers. Okay, let's go on to 16 through 20. 16 through 20, it's going to say determine which of the following electron configurations is not valid and state which rule has been violated. I'm not going to really worry too much about the rules. We'll talk about it, but I want you to know where the mistake is. So the first one is the mistakes we got to look for. S's can have no more than 2. P's can have no more than 6. D's can have no more than 10. So we also have to go by the correct order. So let's look at this. We have 1s2, good so far. 2s2, good. 2p6, good. 3s2, that's good. 3p6, good. 4s2, 4d10. Well, no, can't have that. This one right here has to change to a 3. So that right there is our mistake. So I'm just going to go ahead and highlight that with a red. We know that there's our mistake. Okay. Okay, so we'll just highlight the mistakes. Let's go down to 17. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s3. Well, s's can only have 2. So this right there is our mistake right there. Okay, now we're going to go into 18. Well, 18, yeah, I can see right away I'm in the F. So if I stop in the F's, I have to have a D in front of it. So this one should be written as 6D1 should also be written in there. So there's a mistake because we didn't have to do that. We need to add that. Okay, so there's our mistake. Okay, let's go to the last one, or the next two. We have krypton, and then we have 5s2, 4d10, 5p5. Well, let's go look at the periodic table and see 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5p5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Iodine. Well, krypton start off iodine. 5p5. Let's go back to that. 5p5. Krypton. Krypton was the previous noble gas from that. 53. Well, let's double check, make sure our numbers are correct. So krypton is 36. Let's look at 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 53. Is iodine 53? Iodine is 53. Hey, you know what? There's no mistake. And this last one, it looks like it's written right, but we're just going to say this is wrong because we need to have need our previous noble gas, not the one that it is. So we can't end just with that one right there. We have to end with the previous noble gas and then go to the rest of it. How should it be written? Well, I'm going to say right now, if we're going to write it this way, we had xenon. So we'd start with the previous noble gas, which is krypton, and then we'd do, after krypton, we would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5s2, 4d10, 5p6. And that's what we've done. Hey, that's all of our answers for this. Hey, hopefully you learned something from it, and you got something from it, and you understand it a little bit better. Hey, as always, go Mohawks. Nelson out.